Meme. Because I am the cream of the crop. Watch me rise to the top. Watch me size up the comp. Watch my eyes as I drop. Almost forgot to pop and lock. Pop that ass and back it up.
My name is Kendall, and I'm teaching you all the best ways to excel in and start your UGC journey. I've been on this road a while now, and I know all the best tips and tricks that are going to get you paid deals. Whether you're a content creator, you're already doing UGC, you're a micro-influencer, or just someone who wants to get paid to make content online without having a large following, you need to subscribe to me immediately, okay? Today, I'm going into a deep dive with Jam Wilburn. She's an amazing UGC creator who's actually from Houston, and we talk about so much. How to avoid getting scammed, how we both started our journeys, how to level up your content and get more paid deals, and a lot more. This is a long live stream, so get prepared, grab some snacks. You can watch the whole video, or you can listen to it like a podcast. But whatever you do, you need to watch the whole thing because we're dropping gems. If y'all like what you see here and you want to learn more, I am offering one-on-one creator calls. I do portfolio audits, and I just created a Canva portfolio template so you all can get started on your UGC journey easier. I really hope you guys enjoyed this live. If you're not already, go ahead and follow me on TikTok. I post daily UGC tips, and you're going to want to be there. Enjoy.
I'm excited to like dive into UGC. I see people have already asked like about contracts with Amazon and how do you get contracts with brands and things like that?
Yes. So I think maybe we can start like talking maybe about like our backgrounds in UGC, or I mean, of course, I feel like a lot of us were content creators before UGC. UGC is like still relatively like new within the like past couple of years. So just tell me like how to get started with everything.
Yeah. Okay. So my background, I went to school undergrad, and first of all, I'll start by saying this. It's so weird to talk about myself. Like I'm not naturally the person to talk about myself. I'm a recruiter. I've been a recruiter for a long time, and I love recruiting, but I'm always talking about other people. So yeah. But anyway, so I got my undergrad in business management and marketing. And so I've always kind of been in this realm of like understanding studying how people buy, their buying habits and all those things. And that's what I was really excited about. And so that's my background. I got my master's in public administration, then moved out here to Utah. And I've been in recruiting for the past 6 years. Last May, I got into like diversity, equity, inclusion work. And so my job, like, awesome. I have the best job, the best company in the world. And I'm so blessed to be able to do what I do. But last September, do you know Salha?
No.
Socially Aziz is her. I
Oh,
think her. Yeah. So I saw her on TikTok. Like I just saw, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, and it was like her day one. She's like, I'm just going to start documenting my journey. And so I was like, I'm just going to watch and just see how, how this evolves and forms. And at the time, you couldn't even Google like UGC. There was nothing. There was no information about UGC at all. So everything I was learning was just through TikTok, and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I told my husband, I was like, babe, my goal is to have my portfolio done by Friday. And so I set a goal. I did that. I created my Twitter, and I just went buck wild and learning every single thing that I could. I understood the business strategy side behind marketing, what businesses need. I work in corporate America. I work in healthcare. So in mental health. Yeah, literally, like actually just learning off of TikTok and on Twitter. And when people would share resources and information, I was just like a sponge, just trying to suck up everything that I could. And then in my first week, so I was really fortunate because at the time, when did you start UGC? Like officially?
I started UGC officially last year, so I feel like I'm coming up on, like, I didn't start documenting my journey for a while, but I was doing like months and months of research, because I feel like for a lot of people, it's like, too good to be true sort of thing. And you're like, you see the people posting about it, and you're like, these could be industry plants. These are, everyone thinks that TikTok is like the Chinese trying to take over the US or whatever. Like these are Chinese plants. I can't trust it.
No, no, like none of that. I have nothing to gain from trying to like scam people out of anything. I got a family. Y'all just saw like my daughter on the
Right.
world
No. Like,
TV. So,
it's real. And I love how you mentioned Socially Aziz because literally, so I'm working with Snipfeed to beta test out their media kit feature. And one
uh-huh.
they used as it was an example was as Socially Aziz. And, even just seeing her rates, like her rates start at $400, like per
Hmm.
concept. And I was
Yeah.
like, we like, I mean, obviously, I'm like jumping across so many things, but I'm like, we need to start undercharging, stop undercharging ourselves. Like, we need to start realizing our value because these companies are
Yeah.
they're getting over on us so much. And I've been seeing all of
Mhm.
those like if I see one more post about Simply Vital, it's like they are using. They're doing this. Oh,
That's so funny. But you know what? When I first started, I was like, they do the gifted collabs, and I don't know if we can say this on live, but you know how their process works with Simply Vital. I was like, let me get some stuff to like practice with, to learn with, and then I was like, you know what? I have so much here. I have everything at my house that I can use. But yeah, just learning as I went, and then I started to get really good. But I would listen to the feedback. Like when I work with brands, I'd ask them one, like, why did you choose me? And I know you probably sent a mass email out to like all these different creators that you could find. Um, no, someone just got
wait,
scammed.
so how did they scam you? You say you just got scammed by someone claiming to be Urban Decay, but how'd they scam you? Did you pay for shipping or pay for half of the? No, I'm so sorry that happened.
Yeah, no.
That's freaking crazy.
There are so one thing I will say, like for people, if you've ever been if it looks like it's too good to be true, it probably
Probably.
is. But then at the same time, like if it says Urban Decay collabs, Urban Decay's ambassador program at gmail.com, it ain't Urban Decay. It's not Fenty. It's not Shein. It's not any of these companies claiming to be that because they're never going to have.
They sent you an email say to pay 109 for 3-month contract for shipping. Wait, did you pay it?
Yeah.
No, she said she got scammed, so I think she did pay it. And to be honest, I think it's so crazy how fast these scams evolve because they see people want to do UGC and they see like a vulnerable community or like people who will like do anything XYZ. Like
Hmm.
that is so fucked up. I'm so
Yeah.
Did you
She
pay it? You
did.
did?
She
Oh my God,
did.
girl, you better dispute with your bank immediately. So
Yeah.
never heard of that one. Them saying that you need to pay for shipping. If they get $100 from like multiple create, oh my, they are making bank, girl. You better go do
Yeah.
that with your bank immediately.
Yeah, more than likely you'll never have to pay for shipping, pay for the product that's not UGC. If they ask for you to pay, oh, you just paid this shipping fee or no, mm-mm. Unfortunately, no, you don't pay for the
You
collabs that you do, and
Yeah, same thing. Even like what Candace is saying, there's a lot of those like fake scammy Instagram type of things where they're like, "Oh, we found you. We really want you to be an ambassador. You get $300 to get free stuff from our store. Just pay shipping." And then when you go to the shipping's like $70 or
yeah.
$50. Ridiculous. And then they never even send you the clothes. I've never done that, but I've just heard about that. Um,
Hmm.
there was one girl on TikTok, she had like a small business. It was actually for like a natural hair product. And she was like, "Oh, well, for UGC, I just send you a link for 40% off. And then once you start getting commissions, and I pay you." And I was like, you could at least gift me the product. Like, if they're not
Yeah.
even to send you the product, then don't do it, guys.
Yeah, no, no, huge red flags. And it sucks because there's so many creators of the brand bound Carson guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Girl.
remember how that happened? Girl, yeah.
All I can say is I remember when he got that haircut and what people were saying, and I was just dying. Yeah, but he's still active, just not in the UGC space. Now he's doing like tech and like, other sorts of databases and stuff. But when you think about it, he was charging I joined because I did join, but it was like the free trial or whatever, and it was like
Oh,
$50. But then he started adding different tiers and stuff. He was probably making a lot of money off of that.
it
Um
was.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. literally ridiculous.
So that was interesting because I did end up meeting with him, and I didn't join because I ended up partnering with another company who provided a lot more. Now, they were a lot more expensive, but what they provide for me worked out perfectly. Um, and so I told him that, like I gave him that feedback, but I was like, I think what you're doing is great. And he had the right intentions but he got lost in the money, got lost in making all this money super quick because he scammed so many creators. Did you
Right.
get your money back? Because I heard that he was giving people their money back.
So I actually never paid. Like I'm the sort of person, if I will sign up for a free trial or something, but then it's like I would have kept the subscription, but whenever you logged on, it was all these random ass brands, like things you've never heard of, or just like brands that I wouldn't really want to work with. And then it
Mm,
was all this random information, like it wasn't really their contact email. It would be like the specific person on LinkedIn. And of course, that's still a great resource to have, but a lot of it just felt like spam or junk, like random people.
mm.
Even when I went to try and go find some of their pages, like they no longer worked at the company, or like when you send the email, it would bounce off. And that's why it just felt really scammy. And I just canceled my subscription before I ever got charged.
Wow. Yeah. I'm so glad that you did that you
Right.
canceled, because a lot of people ended up getting scammed by him. And I think he was only charging like, well, if you got 50, I heard he was charging people $100.
Wow.
But yeah,
Well,
even
I think we might be talking about something like different because you were saying
Mhm.
there's some sort of program that you joined that like offered more. Can you tell me? Like, I'm not really sure what you're talking about.
So that's separate. So this is a agency. I guess they're an agency, but they do all of my outreach. So like for me, I don't like pitching to different brands and all that stuff. I just don't have time with everything else and trying to like deliver quality content. And so I work with an agency where they send 300 to 500 emails from my email address, not my UGCJam at Gmail, but a different email that I created. They created a separate portfolio for me, and like with all of this, my content basically. But they manage my UGC, and manage those different partnerships. So if I get a partnership through them, um, then they have a team of people who um, do video editing, but I didn't want that service. Like I don't need a
Edit.
video editor.
Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's separate, but it was more expensive than Carson. Carson was the kid, with the glasses and
Right.
the,
So he was offering a similar service where he would do the outreach for you, which was $100.
no. He was just offering, what he had was just like a template of brands. He said like, it's all these brands. You still do the outreach. And that's why I was like, I don't want to go with him, because he's just like offering a basically Excel spreadsheet with people's email address, and we don't know if those email addresses are accurate or not. But that's all that he was offering, and you still do the outreaching, you do the pitching and everything like that. But I was like, I don't really. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to
Yeah, we're
you.
really sorry that you got scammed, and you will get a paid collab. But thing is, try and like avoid spammy emails. And
Yeah.
if it's coming from a Gmail account, unless it's like a certain person like directly that you're speaking with, it's most likely a scam. A lot of these big companies are going to have their own email domain. It'll be like influencer at urbandecay.com or whatever, or marketing press social media at shopify.com or whatever. So
Yeah,
be careful for that. I'm really sorry you got scammed, but I really hope that you get your money back.
me too.
Oh my.
I'm so sorry.
For this
Um,
that you're currently doing, how much? I mean, I know we're on live. I'm asking really personal questions, but
no.
mind not sharing how much that costs?
So it worked out for me because it was expensive. About like 490 something.
Okay.
490, it was right around $500. But it's a 3 month trial period. So we all about the trials.
Right.
So 3 month trial period, you pay for that service, and then we have our own like Slack channel. We have weekly calls. I actually do coaching with a group of creators who are in there. And so
Hmm.
I coach them kind of on like a one-on-one basis, and so they pay me for the coaching, and then I'm able to. They're reaching out on my behalf. There was it was like a 2-week setup period where I met with the guy, and we set up like, okay, let's get you set up in the Slack channel. Let's get your portfolio set up. My email, setting up my other email that has my own domain name. So I had to create that instead of, UGC at gmail.com. But then, so it's with Apex. The name of the agency is Apex. Um, I don't know what their Twitter what their Twitter handle is. Apex Agency. Oh, Apex Agency. I think that's what it's called. Um, Apex UGC Agency, something along the lines of that. But I can let y'all know as well, if you are interested in it. It works for me. I can't say that it works for everyone because it is expensive. Carson was charging people what, $50 to $100. I think he told me $100, and it was just 300 to 500 email addresses that he would send you. You'd have access to, and he'd update it per week. But
This is something completely different. That sounds really
it's
awesome.
different.
I have noticed all throughout the space, like there's different services and different, price levels, price tiers. So I know that, I mean, price is one thing, but return on investment is something totally different. So how
Yeah.
many months have you been doing this, and how many deals have you gotten from it, and like the pay range of that?
Yeah, so I just started it. I just started officially. Now I started, and then I went to Japan for 10 days. And so, yeah, so I started in January, went to Japan for 10 days. It was amazing. But came back, and that's when we started my 2 week of like setting up my different portfolio. Like, you got a portfolio that he's like, everybody uses a Canva portfolio. So this one's more, it looks like a legitimate website. It's got like a running stream. They made it really, really nice. They used Webflow, and a
Okay.
lot of creators don't use Webflow. So they did that, set up my domain email, and they sent out the first 300 to 500 emails last Monday,
Ooh.
actually. So every week they send those, they reach out to different brands in my specific niche. So if your niche is beauty or whatever it is, they are, they'll reach out to different brands. They are working on altering their pitch template. So, or pitching to different brands. And each email is going to be slightly unique to fit that brand, which is really nice.
Hmm.
Um,
So out of the 300 to 500 emails, have you received any responses yet?
Yeah, so we've gotten some responses. I haven't signed any contracts yet because, like I said, this is last week, but I've been in contact. I've had meetings set up between last Friday and today with different brands, and I have meetings again tomorrow and on Friday with brands. So
Yeah.
nothing has been signed yet. I haven't made any official money yet. I'm still in my 3-month trial period, so it's like you get your money back after 90 days. Um,
So you
and
literally
then
haven't made anything yet. You're just going through the trial period.
So I did pay it. I paid the $500 of almost 500. I paid that, but then I will get that back if I decide I don't want to move forward with them after 90 days.
That is so interesting. Guys,
Yeah.
do you know what Jam is dropping? These are gems, right? So you guys see these
Yeah.
peppers, go ahead and do a little
Yay.
wow.
Yes.
I love to hear
It's
like what different creators are doing.
Yeah. I mean, and it works for me. And I feel bad because I don't want to tell somebody like, it's a lot of money. I understand that that's an investment. But if you treat, UGC like it's your business, it's a business investment. It's a tax write-off for me, which is really nice. And I'm able to not only get like a really good community of people, but learn from each other. We share different, like, one girl had Wow, some hair thing that Kim Kardashian uses, but she got a brand deal with Wow something. And
Mm.
so she was giving me her videos to kind of review. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I used it. Well, it's supposed to be like if I straighten my hair, you know how natural hair, like the humidity just attacks it. It's supposed to
Yes.
be like a humidity blocker. So it like they literally show people like pouring water on the hair, the water just like slides
Yes.
off stuff. So that's really cool.
Yeah. That's exactly pretty much what she did. Like, and she did the spray thing, but then she showed like up close of it, like just sliding off of her
Uh,
hair. So
That
Um,
that's so satisfying.
I know. That'd be really awesome. Obviously for me, it won't really work that well, but for other people, it'd be great.
So, aside from Apex Agency, do you know of any other credible like UGC agencies that you would recommend some creators check out?
Yeah. So I actually partner with his and here's number one. A lot of people will look at like, oh, these agencies who have if they don't have 5,000 followers on Twitter, then they're not credible. But most of the people that I partner with on long-term reoccurring basis with high level partners, they don't have that many followers on Twitter, and that's okay. So they Joel, his Twitter name is Joel Nolan Caro, Caro, Joel Nolan Caro. And I just got off the phone with him because I submitted 5 pieces of content for him, but he's fantastic. He's phenomenal. He works with high level clients, but what they're specifically looking for are creators in the different brand, every different brand that he's working with, they all are looking for the same thing. So they want creators who understand paid media style content. So that's like, the hook, the bridge, the problem solution call to action.
Hmm.
Understanding that formula and able to create high engaging content, um, 2 to 3 seconds between you're switching between frames.
Hmm.
Um, all those things that are things that he'll be looking for within a UGC creator's portfolio. And I noticed that a lot of creators don't have that paid media style content, where you're telling a story. Sometimes they'll have just showing the product in just their hands, but you don't get to see them. You don't get to see, it's just like to some music
Hmm.
behind. So he's fantastic. I've worked with him since September or October on multiple different collabs. And now we're at the point where, just full transparency, like I'm able to get paid like $450 to $500 per video that I submit to these brands because I kind of understand their formula and it
Right.
works and it's converting and it's increasing sales for them, so they want to keep working with me because I understand that style of content. So that's what us as creators have to really I'm going to challenge us to get really good at creating that paid media style content that delivers.
Right, exactly. As someone who looks at portfolios like daily, I definitely know what you're saying. Like some of the videos is like, you can't just show like you can't like, oh, blah 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 blah, like one uninterrupted 30-second video, no switching of frames, no not even any
Yes.
music. And well, they need to invest in a microphone because sometimes sound is so like low quality or so I know that you said for all the creators who are listening, paid media style, you need to focus on making videos and content that converts and that brands actually could use in a paid ad. And so I know you
Yeah.
said 3 seconds switching between videos. You want to have a good hook. You want to have, a flowing body. You're telling a story, also a call to action. Any other sort of tips for paid media stuff?
Awesome. Yes. Okay. Let's talk about this. Taking notes. Love it, Ashley. Joel owns his own agency. So, Melanie, you asked that. He owns his own. Created Curators is the name of his agency, but his Twitter is Joel Nolan Caro. I don't really know. Caro, I believe. Um, honestly, how long it took me. I was I was studying UGC. So I'll be honest, it didn't take me super long, but I practiced so much. I would like purposefully try to practice and get better, and I'd submit content and ask for feedback like, okay, what can be better? Please like give me brutally honest feedback of what I need to improve. So let's break down you asked this about breaking down the structure and what's needed. What are brands looking for with paid media style? This is any big brand or even smaller brands, if they're looking for paid media style, this is exactly what they're going to want to see. And this is what I teach, like with my mentors, like how to perfect this. You have to keep practicing. But so having a strong hook, your hook is going to be your first 1 to 3 seconds of any video. That can be something like, um, the biggest sale ever is happening right now at whatever, at Shein or whatever.
Robin.
Yeah, yeah. So that engaging thing, this is going to be something that's going to draw someone in. So it has to be 1 to 3 seconds, and then you switch frames. A lot of creators aren't comfortable. Hey, Hallie, girl. Oh, that's my girl. Oh my gosh.
Welcome
Makes me
in.
so happy. Yes, Hallie's in. She's phenomenal. Yes, yes. Um, but anyway, so your hook, you want to make sure that it's something engaging, drawing someone's attention right off the bat. Um, and then you switch frames. So meaning like you cut to a different frame. You see a lot of creators who will go and they'll buy this beautiful marble slab backdrop and they'll just have a product in and their one video is just showing with this marble slab backdrop. That's fantastic. It's beautiful, but like the different angles, the different shots of the product, showing a hero shot, which is like an up close shot. So maybe you have glasses, for example, Kendall, you have some. You take your glasses off and you show them into there you go. That's a hero shot. That's what people are going to want to see. Like, show me the sides. Show me what is like the texture. If it's something I can see and feel, show me what that
All
looks
the
like.
skills.
All of that. That's a hero shot. You want to make sure you're providing different angles to, what you're creating. And so after you have your hook, then you have a bridge, and a bridge is just that. It bridges. Yes. Tell me, like, how did the product save my life? I love that. How did it save your life?
The product is
Your bridge is gonna. Yes. The product is a star. It doesn't matter if you are beautiful. That's fantastic. It doesn't matter if your home is beautiful. Show me the product. Show me it up close. Show me different angles. Show me how to use it in practicality. How has this changed your life? These better be the best damn glasses I've ever seen or ever used. Like, you need to go get these immediately. Thank me later. But you have your bridge that's going to bridge um, your hook to the problem. And the problem might be something like, I'm going to say this because I just did another collab with rugs.com. So it's fresh in my mind. But let's say you have a hook and you say, president sales happening right now, rugs.com, biggest president, whatever. Like, okay, I needed something to elevate this space. I needed something to bring some kind of life into this space. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to say night night to my daughter. Mwah.
Night night.
Night night, baby. All right. Yeah, she's a sweetie. But okay, so sorry. Yeah, see, she said I do want the glasses. They actually are very cute. Love the cat eye. But in your problem, you're telling a story. You're telling about why this product saved your life, essentially. So that should be short. You should be switching frames every 2 to 3 seconds. So that's quick. A lot of times we tend to have filler words. And so your video is like 45 seconds to a minute long, where those filler words aren't necessary. It challenges you as a creator to think about, I call them like punchlines. They got to be quick and they got to be impactful. So make your words matter. That's the thing I think with UGC is like, your words matter. The things that you say matter. Thank you guys. She's my little sweetie. Anyways, okay, so you have your problem, you're explaining the problem, and then you have a solution. So the solution is going to be what the product delivered on, how it made your life better, how it changed your life, what it did. So these glasses are blue light protected. They, let's say whatever it is that product does, you want to highlight those. Again, switching frames every 2 to 3 seconds. And then you have a call to action. And your call to action could be something like, but don't take my word for it. Get a pair of ears for yourself.
Right.
Get a pair of teeth for yourself. It could be walk, don't, or run, don't walk.
Down.
Yes, exactly. But that should be 17 to 20 seconds. And that's hard. That's really hard for creators because they're like, how am I going to fit all this in 17 to 20 seconds? You're not. So you got to shorten your message.
Right.
Get to the point. And another thing that's really important with paid media style, let me know if I'm going too fast, by the way, because I'm trying to give y'all all the game. But another thing that's really important is getting to the point quickly. Saying the product, verbalizing the product. So you could be showing the product in the camera all day long, but if you don't speak it, like say what it is. So what brand is that glass? Are those glasses?
Versace.
I know that's right. Okay. Come on, Versace. Yes. So let me tell y'all the best glasses I've ever had in my life. Let me show you the best glasses I've ever. Let me put you on to the best glasses I've ever had in my life. Yes. Then you're showing the product. You're showing how you use it. Showing how it's maybe like a blue light. Yeah. If they have, you know how like you walk into the sun and they give you like the sunglasses. You're
Yeah, these
explaining.
physicians lenses. Show them getting done.
Versace better. They better.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I bet.
So, yeah, but you're explaining all of that in the video. You're showing different shots, and it's 17 to 20 seconds. That's how long of an attention span that you have. So you got to draw people's attention. Um, this is something that's really key that I don't think people think about, but studying how consumers respond to products is key. So on TikTok specifically, people are drawn to, thanks, Hallie. People are drawn to things that are scary. They're drawn to things falling. They're drawn to the fear of the unknown. They're drawn to pain. So think like Dr. Pimple Popper. They're drawn to things that, wait, why is this like this? Um, that's why people will start a video and they'll say something really taboo, and then they'll say, stick around to the end though, because that engagement, but they draw you in immediately. And
Right.
that's what we have to think about, as you're creating your content, what's going to draw someone in to keep them watching the entire video.
Definitely watched a video the other day, and it was like a long video, but it was just her voiceover, and it was like, wow, what an attention getter. And I was like, okay, now I have to sit around and watch the entire video to see like what's going on.
Yeah, you're drawn to, she drew you in with a strong hook, and now you're there. If y'all have ever studied Jake, have you ever looked at Jake? It's like JVKE.
Jake.
He's on Twitter. No, I'm sorry. He's on TikTok. Study his videos because he's a genius in marketing. He's a singer, and okay. Again, this might be getting into the weeds, but this is like my marketing kind of side coming into play here. But he has mastered like the power of three. And the power of three in marketing is huge because he's a singer, right? That's what he does. That's his gift. But he also plays the piano. And as he's playing the piano, what he'll do is he will have someone in the room who's there, and you're getting their reaction to a song that he wrote, a song that he created. So he'll set the camera up specifically to where you can see him singing, you can see him playing the piano, and you can see someone. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, you've seen them, Hallie. So you'll see someone in the video, and you want to see their reaction to what his song. So his music is phenomenal. You've seen people who come on here and they sing, and yeah, they might get big, but he is blowing up on TikTok right now because he's mastered the power of three, because he's drawing you in by his voice, and the piano, you see him doing something else, but you want to stay to the end to see their reaction to his song. Genius marketing.
Wow. All just a couple different angles. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
You hear me and you see them.
Yes. Like, it's perfect. Definitely. I haven't submitted this video yet, so I don't even know if I'm allowed to say it, but I'm going to say it anyways. But I'm doing one right now with my grandma, and it's like a shoe company, and I'll be like gifting her a pair of shoes. She doesn't know, but that is like, I'm trying to pull on like an emotional piece of things. So I say all that to say that us as creators, it's important for us to focus on either pulling out emotions, pulling out something by telling a story all in 17 to 20 seconds or 7 to 10 seconds if you're doing organic.
I love that. So there was a good one where a similar group did this and it made their song go viral. Yeah, I love seeing how people can use different tactics like that others employ and apply it to their same videos. Like I always tell people, don't reinvent the wheel. Like if there's something that is working for someone else, it might work for you too. Probably not in the same way. You got to tweak it a little bit, but definitely no need to read 30 seconds. So what are some tips that you have for editing videos? Or I don't know if you have any specific way that you do your filming process that makes it easier for you to edit your videos?
Yeah. So I did like a short little TikTok, just like an organic TikTok the other day, and I've been meaning to talk about this. But one of the best things that has helped me become a partner is having a quick turnaround time. Um, yes. Can we add Hallie in? Can we do this?
I'm not even sure. Let's see.
Have content plan for the phase. For the phrase, it's okay if every idea you have it isn't brand new. Yeah, that's perfect if your ideas aren't new. But um
Hello. Don't mind me keep talking. I don't want to interrupt. I just want to be able to chit chat too.
I
Yeah.
love it. Welcome. I don't welcome. I don't what was I talking about? I don't remember.
We're talking you're saying that the thing that makes you a great partner. Even
Oh,
though we know you're an amazing partner.
You're so sweet. Thank you. I really try to provide value, and I try to and I think about that in every essence. So if the turnaround time is 5 to 7 days, how can I shorten that turnaround time? And we might have amazing creators, but they're horrible partners to work with. And that's a big difference. And I have worked with other brands who've worked with other creators. Hey, V.
Yeah, I'm like, hi.
Yeah, it's a queen party, y'all.
Yes.
But anyway, so turnaround time, making sure that I submit content ahead of time. And one of the easiest ways to do this is I study the brand. I go through their entire social media page. Like if they're going to post it on TikTok, I'm going to go through their TikTok and I see what style. Are they quirky? Are they fun? Do they go for a more aesthetic look? And so I need to see how do I need to be for this content? And then I map out what my script is before the product even gets to me. So as soon as I sign the contract, I'm doing all this. And so I'll create my voiceover. I'll do that first. And I have a mic. And so what I'll usually do is I'll just record everything in one shoot so that the audio isn't fluctuated.
Yeah.
You know? And so I'll record it all in one. I'll put it in CapCut. I use CapCut. I don't know if y'all use InShot, whichever one works. But I'll put it all into in the structure and the format that I want to do so that by the time that the product gets here, I already know the angles I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I know what I'm shooting. I know. And sometimes I'll do something. I'm like, oh, this might be cool. So you can change it along the way, but at least you have a foundation. And then all I got to do is add those videos in, add some music, and add some text on screen.
Yeah, you're very thoughtful.
Yeah. I mean, that's important when you can be a really great creator and submitting videos 2 to 3 in 2 to 3 days that are good, that are quality versus other creators who are there's a lot of great creators. So how are you going to stand apart?
It's the strategy.
Yeah.
It's the strategy behind it. And that's what's really going to separate the meat from the fat in this, especially in 2023, because, we're having the conversations around the budget.
Yes.
Yeah. I also think that, when you have that pre-planning, exactly what you said, like before the product even gets in the angles, the different, your script already. And so that just allows you to go in and make the process so much more efficient. Because whenever I do have like a very strict planning process going in and filming, I'm like, wow, I got that done in 30 minutes. Like that was so easy.
Yes.
And
I'm like, I'm gonna just wing it. And I'm like, I shouldn't have done that. Always have a
Now you know better. That's the thing. Yep.
Always have
every time. Yeah. It helps me as well because I am a mom. Y'all saw my daughter here. I'm a wife. I have a full-time job and I do UGC because it's what I love to do. I'm thankful that I get to work from home, so I have a little bit more flexibility there, but I have to have a schedule for how I'm going to produce this content. And when I sign a contract, I don't go into it thinking that, okay, there's going to be a one-off partnership that maybe I'll get, $200 from.
Yeah.
And how do I upsell and nickel and dime them on every little thing?
The
But I'm
waste.
like, I want to become a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so many of my retainer clients, so many of my partners, yeah, oh my gosh, V, my daughter was just here. I'm obsessed with her. So next time I'll have to show y'all her. But yeah, she's my little sweetie. Um, but so many of my partners I've been able to retain monthly, not necessarily like different from my monthly retainers. So, but retain ongoing partnerships and partnership work because um, I'm providing value. I'm quick. I am
Yeah.
trying to better myself. And I'm not perfect. I'm not. There are some bomb ass creators out here,
Yeah.
both of y'all being one of them,
Appreciate
and
you.
two of them. Um, but yes, like it's so important. How do we provide value?
I think.
Whenever we were talking on about the live, that's one thing you said that you feel like you had really kind of started to get a mastery on is, turning one-off deals into, I guess, not even like retainers, just long-term partnerships that you can have, like working relationships. And so besides, your scheduling and turning in things ahead of time, and like you said, just being a good partner, are there any other things that attribute to that?
Yeah. Thank you for asking that also, by the way.
It's a good little
Um,
interview.
yeah, she's so good. You need a
But,
podcast.
Yeah.
oh my, if I have any things to do, I will literally, I'm gonna need an assistant. Trust me.
Yeah, yeah. You would have a really good podcast. But yeah, so turning things on time. Okay, so yeah, so a few other things that I do. Um, I've mentioned this before on TikTok here, but another thing is A/B testing, where you alter the hook the first 3 seconds. So I actually will get paid for two different videos. And if it's a long-term client and they know the work that I'm going to do is good and it's going to convert, they're paying me way more than what my
Yeah.
starting rate is. But I will provide A/B testing, which is in marketing. This is marketing all over. This isn't just specific to UGC, but they might change one aspect of a piece of content to see how it performs.
Yeah.
So within UGC, typically that's either your hook or your call to action.
Yeah.
So a hook might be something that, it could be the first 3 seconds. So I mentioned earlier, the biggest sale ever is happening right now at rugs.com. That one, it's not evergreen. So evergreen
Yeah.
means you can use it, run it 24/7. So if a partner asks you for evergreen content, they want for it to be any season, they can run that. Versus if it's specific to President's Day, that's
Or
about to come.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that might be specific to whatever they're looking for. So I might change that slightly to say something like you know, surprise your hubby or surprise your partner um with a ring from James Avery, or I don't know, something different, but the hook is the only difference in that entire 20-second video. Everything else is the exact same. So it only takes maybe 5 more minutes of my time to create that. But because it's two different videos that they can run at two different times,
Yeah.
or they can run it at the same time, I get paid for two different videos.
Yeah.
So A/B testing, I do that all the time. Um, Another thing that I do is let's see, I study. So I mentioned this earlier that I do try to study the brands and I study what works. So I'm doing one right now with rugs.com. I'm just going to say it because I have to, but where we do like the spill test. So I got a
Oh
washable
yeah.
rug and doing a spill test. And I was like, so I pitched this to them, like, what if we did a spill test and let's put this washable rug to the test. Let's see if this washable rug from rugs.com lives up to the hype,
Yeah.
and then I cut into my video. Um,
Love that.
but yeah, so that's A/B testing. Another thing that I just talked to Joel about, Hallie,
Yeah.
and we were just talking about this. So I think that this is going to be huge for creators. And I want to talk about this more because a way that you can get long-term partnership is by, at the end, you see a video where a creator will have a video on their page, on their personal page,
No, you didn't.
and they'll say, what outfit should I try next from Shein.com? Or
Yeah, it's like a fake. It's like and then you see them using it a lot more with the comments. So like you'll see the ads pop up and they have the little comment and they're like, in the comments like, "Oh my God, you didn't tell me about the new smoothie blender." And it's like, "Oh yeah, it's fake." I've done videos like that for clients and it was so funny. And they were like, "Oh, I have to comment from the other account." And then you go and you make a video reply because it
yeah,
looks it's a way to pull on the native style of TikTok videos. So like usually I know you might you and Joel might do this as well as you build out like your creator roster. But a lot of the agencies I've talked to that find me from TikTok say they specifically go through TikTok to find creators that know how to use and create native videos. So that's like something that they'll I can imagine if they have that concept in mind, they want someone that can understand the idea of this reply thing, people that reply to the comments and make those videos and everything. That's so funny.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you can build that for any niche. It doesn't just have to be specific to one specific niche, but rugs.com, for example, if I'm
Yeah.
going to do a spill test and at the end, my CTA says something like, what else? What should I try to put on here next? What else should I spill on here next? And
Mhm.
then that's me creating more content for them,
Mhm.
getting more engagement. The more comments, the more engagement, the more people viewing their website because they're like, okay, this actually works. We're putting this to the test, you know?
If that first video does well, it's like going off the momentum to keep it going. You're still getting views in
Exactly.
the video
Yeah.
and all of them after that. No, for
Yeah.
sure. I love
In
that.
any niche.
One thing I was gonna say, Jim, how do you feel? Is something I've been doing with clients, and I did this with the rugs.com when I handed over just multiple visual hooks because I was having fun with it. And so I'm like, that's something that I think we always think A/B testing and we think like verbal hooks and we think
Mhm.
like whatever, but it can be like I use the same words. I just knew that this clip versus that one after filming it, I was like, yeah, that's gonna pull them in because I'm way more engaged. And that was the one that like you guys saw, but I have other versions that were like me just pulling the rug, that heavy giant rug into the room. And that was like one of the first
Mhm.
ones. But I was like, oh, this, the little rotating shot is going to be a winner. I really do want to know how that's going to perform. If you figure out, if you know the behind the scenes of that, I want to know how that performs because I feel like that might be a knockout.
Yeah.
No, Hallie, I do remember seeing your rugs video and I thought that was so cute.
It's so fun. It's
Yeah,
so fun.
just
Loved it.
that was cute.
Um, oh yeah, with the feet. That was super
It's so
cute.
Mhm.
silly.
I was like, it looks so
Uh,
soft.
It's so soft. I literally have this rug right now. It's this is my rug.
Life imitates
uh,
art.
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. And Hallie, I don't know how that video performs. So the thing with rugs, is that they have a good bank of creators that they work with because they
Yeah.
don't want to see the exact same face every single time. So they will
Yeah.
rotate creators. And so this is something. Hopefully, I'm going to get to the point here, but
Yeah.
um, they might use your video now and then they
Yeah.
might use it again in 3 months or they
Yeah.
might use it again in 6 months. So
Yeah.
looking at um, usage rights, I think that's a big topic right now in the creator community. My personal
Yeah. I'm
recommendation,
about to say I don't care anymore. Carry on.
because who are you going to be checking with each one
Mhm.
of your partners, every 30, 60, 90 days for usage? We're not.
Like
We
literally
don't have we
no.
don't have the time. They don't have the time. And then a lot of times brands might not run that ad right now. They
Yeah.
might run it in a different season. And so then it's like, okay, well, if they can't run it in that season because you charge them usage rights for 30 days and it's been 60 days, then they're probably not going to work with you again and they're just going to
Yeah.
move on to another creator.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, there's too many out there. There's too many creators out there. I think, especially when you're thinking long-term partnerships. Like, no, it's not going to work. I think I'm coming into a position, and hopefully I lock this in tomorrow. I'm still praying on it. It's been like a 2-week process interviewing for this job. But if I did that, I'd be working on a retainer basis, making nearly 6 figures, just making content all the time for a handful of clients. And I'm like, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Like, I'm done pitching. I'm done with that. We came in, we learned the lessons. Here I am working for somebody, and
There.
it's like dope brands. One of their clients is Ruggable, and I'm like, yeah, I work with Ruggable 24/7. It's like I think I'd be responsible for literally making 2 videos a day, like full time, creating. Sign me up. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think, and the reason I say that is because in that sense, it's no conversation about usage or rights to this and that. It's like, we pay you enough for you to just be happy. Just do the
Yeah.
job. Like,
Just videos.
make the videos, you
Yeah.
eat, like,
And that's my recommendation. Now, again, I
yeah,
am not I haven't been doing UGC for 10 years, but I'm heavily degreed and I got the credit, the
period.
credentials behind. But you said it, like, my recommendation would be, if you're going to charge for usage, add it in your rates.
Yeah,
Just
right.
make your rates, like, make it a year
That's what
usage.
I do. My videos, if you want a paid ad, is just $500. Take the video.
Whatever it is, add
Yeah.
that into your rates so that you're not charging an a la carte where it's like, this is how much for the video, this is how much for uses, this is how much for this, and then you're nickel and diming. And then you see people who are like, I just landed a deal for $1,200. And that's fan fucking tastic. That's awesome that you got that deal. But if it's a one-time deal, or they have a contract with you, a retainer for 3 months, and after that 3 months, then what? Be
I
a
mean,
partner.
especially with the way this the yeah. I mean, when you have newer creators too, and this is like, I know, Kendall, you're taking on a new sleep in your new venture into coaching. So it's like, if you're coaching with newer creators, something you might want to consider as you talk to them are, when they set up their rates, the a la carte works for so long. I think a la carte works when you're just getting started. You need to understand every part of what you're charging for, so you can get a feel for, okay, this is what it looks like to have a partnership that might be a 60-day. We'll give this a trial run. Just same way that gifted partnerships work. That's how I feel like, the a la carte charging and paid media, you get a little feel for it. So you can understand, all right, it takes this much work, first of all. And then I know that if it's a small brand or a big brand, maybe I don't want my face plastered everywhere. When it's a brand that's a little, that's when I'll be like, you can't have the video forever and ever, because I don't know what you're going to do with it, honestly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's when I might say, okay, well, can we talk about, or if it's like not to be bad or biased, but if it's like a smaller business and they have no social strategy or anything like that, for me, I like to say, we'll limit the usage, because I think that you need so much more. So in 60 days time, because I am I am the best creator for this job or whatever, let's revisit a larger strategy. Let's
Hmm.
see how that video did, and let's refer back to like a larger strategy, and let's like revisit this conversation, once that ad is up. And that's usually how I lock in, or like a longer term like partnership that goes from like paid media to organic. Because another thing is, like, once you explain that like even your organic content should still be following like direct response best practices, it just comes at a different consistency and like a different style. Then, like, that's another thing when my clients are like, oh yeah, let me have you do daily content on TikTok too.
Yeah. Love it.
I think one thing I've seen a lot is, as far as rates, like people like going away from like single a la carte like rates and going more towards packages. Because of course, if a brand even gets 1, 2, 3 videos like from you, that's not really going to push you much in the algorithm or have any like sort of good analytics come out.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the best for them either.
No, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's not.
And they don't
Yeah.
know. Like, they're taking a gamble. Brands are taking a gamble
Yeah.
on partnering with you, on working with you. So if you are difficult to work with, if you aren't delivering on time, if
Or if
you
you're a
are trying.
flashy creator, that's another thing I've been seeing. That
Explain that.
these brands are so tapped in. It's something I'm noticing. This is like something. This is the reason, I swear to God, that I even stopped talking about like the making money and the selling of the coaching and the resources, da 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 da, for creators, because Brands want seasoned creators. The brands want seasoned creators. They don't even want creators that are selling, and making their money off of other creators. They want to see someone that's in the industry in marketing, not in the UGC creator business. They want to see someone that like, and this is like coming from someone that now has a lot of corporate people looking at my TikTok about in-house UGC positions. Like any and every video that could have been like any type of my too much in my personal business, first of all, as far as my funds, because that's something that we do specifically in the UGC creator community that's not like normal to like professional anything. Telling everyone how much you make all the time is like very unprofessional, and that's something that I'm like want completely draw back from as of like January, because I just feel like the brands don't want to see that. They don't want to see that. Like my clients don't want to see, oh, I made $1,000 sitting on my laptop by the beach. Like they're like, forget all of that. Like you need to be working hard. And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
But what about like when it comes to pay transparency and like, you know, because
What else? Being literally transparent and like being completely serious. What else do we need to know about everybody else's finances? Like we know that you need to make minimum $150 a video because of your time. Other than that, everyone else is just pocket watching. Someone else asking, "Oh, should my rates be this, this, that?" That's pocket watching. Like understanding, and that's real. That's like just me being completely honest with you. That's not everyone's business, and it's being masked as paid transparency because people have inflated egos in which they want to shout about how much they're making. And then a lot of people, you realize there's an up and down wave of emotions around people. Oh, I made 3,500. Oh, I did this, I didn't get any inbounds. This is where this wave is coming from. When realistically it should be, is your work good? Is the work good? What's the value of the work? Everyone should just be posting their videos instead of, because that's really where we get into. Think about this. You see a creator, brand new creator. Oh, I locked in 8 videos, $3,500. I'm doing it big. You look at their videos, garbage, straight garbage. No offense to them, it's garbage. Not following a single thing, and that's true. It happens all the time. And so then the next creator goes in and says, I'm not going to spend the time studying the technique. I'm not going to spend the time, doing the work. I'm going to chase the bag. This thing has become about the bag. It's become about I can make 10K and do this thing because of pay transparency. That's literally why we're in this loop right now, because someone said, oh, I make 10K just
where
to be
did
transparent.
the thing come from?
Who knows?
It's that number too.
It's always that number.
It's always 10. I'm like, 10K, 10 is a very nice whole number. I mean, and that would be 6 figures. Everyone loves that. We're like, who started this? Who started this whole 10K in 2 weeks?
Yeah. And that's what's unfortunate is that there's a lot of
misinformation.
Yeah. From like loud and wrong. Loud and it's not, it's okay if you are not making 10K in 2 weeks.
I think I'm sure I know that people do have the ability to make 10K in 2 weeks. I know that there's people doing it, but all these people that I see posting about it, I'm like, I don't think you're really doing this. And then they're like, come and join my creator course. It is only $500 for this one.
Well, that's rare. That's another thing I want to say before we even get too far into that, because I don't want to go down the train of shaming the people that have given so much game and a lot of the people that are even the reason that we're here, because that's where we immediately pivot into, dogging the people that have these courses when there's literally not that many people that have courses. Like a lot more people, you even sell brand list, email list, affiliate link programs. You have a long list of things that could be free information, free game. But then again, we wouldn't come in and tell you, that information's free, Kindle, you shouldn't charge for it. But it's like, there are so many creators, I think, that for the sake of pay transparency, out of a place of ego initially, are trying to even build up their businesses around. I wouldn't even say that. I just think that there's like even a thing around like just trying to be popular in the space and thinking that like money and like, oh, I'm successful behind the money. It's like, do you have happy clients? Like Jam is someone that has all my respect in the world, because someone that does casting literally was like, oh, as a creator, now I want to partner with you to cast. Like that's the goal. Like I have people that message me and they're like, can you please cast because you can create a network? Like I want to see the creators that like have a network. Yeah, there's someone with a master class and not one UGC video posted anywhere. Yeah, I'm like, enough with the master classes, because there are masters and they're not giving classes. There are masters and they are not giving those classes. So I just think like we have to be careful. Like, yes, we have to be careful where we consume our information, but I'm someone that strongly believes you could go, I'm gonna make a video about this too. There are about 15 creators on TikTok where you could go and learn start to finish how to be successful in UGC right off of their TikToks. A mentor is for when you have tried it and you've given your all and you like don't got it. She says she's one of the ones to claim to hit 10K in the first 2 weeks. It's possible to hit. When I first like fully went pedal to the metal with UGC, I hit like 6K in 3 weeks, and that's because I had referrals. I went out and I put my business out there, and I had people that were, that's another thing. We're not transparent about like how long it takes and how long the relationship building
Yeah,
happens.
your background. Yeah.
Your background, like what do you bring? Are you been in social media? Like for me, I've been in modeling. So as soon as I was able to be like, I'd been doing fashion videos forever and ever. So someone hits me up and they're like, do you want to do a fashion UGC video? I'm like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, I guess it's this thing I've been doing forever. And
Yeah.
when it becomes these retainer clients and whatever. But there's so much free game out here. I don't want this to continue to be like an ego game, because as that happens, people are questioning if TikTok is shadow banning UGC creators because of how scam vibes it comes off. And you see like brands talking about they're filtering out the word UGC from their emails and their inboxes. And it's just like, that sucks, because there are people like Kelly, like UGC Social, who have been here 9 years doing this,
Yeah.
9 years, who just joined make the accounts just because they want to be like, there's too much misinformation being spread. Specifically around like the finances. Again, another conversation we're having, and I'll stop my babbling, but another conversation we're having is that people are not disclosing whether they have influencer partnerships or UGC partnerships. And it's like, you're doing influencer work for that $3,000. You're not doing UGC, like regular UGC. So
Yeah.
that's what I think. There's a lot of misinformation around pay. I don't think anyone's like lying and directing people to their courses, but I do think that like people are inflating their success and not really giving the full picture in hopes that people would jump on the bandwagon. And it's only making the space more cluttered. I won't even say like it's benefiting the space. I think it's making the space more cluttered. And it's clearly making the space more cluttered because the brands are complaining. They're straight talking they're dogging UGC creators. And I'm like, whoa. And that's because TikTok inflated the space really quickly.
Yeah. I will say, like, I have never been, also V, you crack me up. I've been laughing at every single one of
Yeah,
your comments.
right.
She said, LOL, okay, I'll stop now. But I will say that my goal, I want to help people. I love to help people
Yeah.
and get to give knowledge, like, of only things that I know that I've experienced. You can
Right.
ask me about Upwork, you can ask me about Fiverr, even Amazon. Like, Kendall,
Yeah.
you are the Amazon guru. People go
Yeah.
to you because this is like what you've studied and you've gotten really good at it.
Yeah.
So I can only speak from my experiences, but I don't, my personal passion is not to be an influencer. That would be
Right.
great if I could influence people to, be great at their craft and be great at what they do. But it's like, I don't want us as creators to get mixed between wanting to be an
Yeah.
influencer versus wanting to be a solid creator for brands.
Mhm.
Love all of my followers. I don't have a whole bunch of followers, and that's okay. What I do have are brands who want to partner with me on a multiple basis, and that's what we're here for.
You got a whole bunch
Yeah.
of clients.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Period.
I'm
Boo.
busy.
But yeah, we booked and busy, and that's what we do.
Period. Yeah.
Yeah, Hallie, I think you touched on a lot of really like important things where I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of things going on with UGC where it's like, even with the $150 base rate, I'm like, I don't know where that came from. It's like people probably should just set their own prices, because
Right.
if you start looking at like, I do something completely different than you offer different
Yeah.
things. So what do our rates need to be the same?
Yeah.
Definitely agree with that. And yeah, definitely with the pocket watching, but also with the, I guess you said, people like inflating their success to kind of draw people in.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever reason, whether that's to gain followers or direct them to a course or And I also believe that as someone who myself, I've put in like probably hundreds of hours of like research, and I know both of you ladies go super hard at your craft also, like, because to be good at anything, it takes research, it takes time. Like, I definitely think that people should be putting out those resources, but then sometimes you see things and it's like this is obviously they're great at marketing. It's just people come to me, they're like, well, I think it looks too good to be true, like this seems like a scam. And I was like, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Like, just like you said, it's possible to get those 4 or 5 figure months, but that's not going to be everyone's reality.
And it might not be every single month. That's another thing. You
Right.
can hit a 10K month, hit the ground running, hit a 10K month, but can you do it again? That's not a business.
Hmm.
That's, you got lucky, and that's real.
Mm.
That's, you know, and I feel like I even experienced that. When I hit my first month, I got lucky. I know I got lucky because I was like,
But you
it's
also
flooding
have
in.
experience.
I
You
have
have you were
experience, but God was on my side. I'll say that. Like, it was definitely like a spiritual shift as far as like, this is what you should be doing. This is where your community will be. This is where you can serve in a new way. Like, that's really where it was for me. But month two was like, I don't know. I feel like month two was a little bit more quiet, and then I had to ground myself and understand like what did I do? Like, what are the steps? Where does the research come in? Month three, four, five, off the chain, But I tell people, I tell my mentees, when I switched from doing all the content that I've been doing for years and said UGC is it, I had to spend, my boyfriend's right here. He can tell you, I was up 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. every day for 3 weeks making straight content, straight UGC direct response content. Like, do not play with me. I was very serious about my portfolio is not a game. I still have people, someone made a tweet the other day and they said, I just reviewed 500 plus portfolios after soliciting for UGC, and Hallie has the best one with the best content that I've seen. And we were on the
yeah.
call Monday, and I'm like, yeah, locking that in for a long-term partnership. I did not play around when it came to like my presentation, and I didn't rush the crush, right? So like what I'm talking
Yeah.
about is not like oh, I'm great or anything like that. It was like I was so committed to when I step out, I want to be seen how I want to be seen. Like, if I'm speaking and saying I'm gonna do this, like, I don't want people to perceive me like half-assed. Don't mix me in with them. That's what I felt like. Don't mix me in with nobody else. Like, I want to stand out, and that's what I came and did. I came, showed up, and showed out clearly because y'all know me. That's how we're here. But like, you wouldn't even believe how swift that process was. But committed and able to
Yeah.
scale from that quickly, because now I'm like shifting into content strategy. Now I'm shifting into, being an in-house creator. And I'm like, I got in and out of pitching, in and out. And, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
Yes.
You touch on something really great, which is like consistency. Because so
yeah,
many people, they're like, oh, well, I'm working on like one video a week or XYZ. And obviously, a lot of people are doing UGC like on the side or just trying to
yeah.
do it. I'm like, you have to be, constantly practicing, perfecting your editing skills, to get to that 17 to 20-second paid media style,
And
to get.
studying what works, like not just
Yeah.
practicing, but like studying. I be studying. I just signed up, and I swear, even as a coach, who my mentees love me. I've had like so many sessions at this point. Even as a coach, sign me up. New course, sign me up.
Yes. Yeah.
Sign me up right now. Social Savannah, I've been interacting with her stuff so much. Savannah Sanchez, who's a GOAT in my mind, she DM'd me, here's 50% off my course. That's it. And then it was the new creator course she just rolled out. 50% off that course took it from 300 to 150. And then when I tweeted about it, she told the next person, oh yeah, here's $50 off. I'm like,
Love
yeah, but I got my 150 off. And that's why you interact. That's what you think I played. I got
I love
mine. Sign me up right
Yes.
now. She was like, "There's only 20 spots available. Sign me up right. Take the money because I'll make it back." And I'm like, because in my
Period.
mind, I'm like, I want to make better content for my brands. I want to make better
Mhm.
content for those clients. Like, if I'm coming into a job where they want to pay me damn near six figures to be a full time creator, I want to be like, this is CTR whole rate. We're doing the whole thing. Like, let's get it.
Yeah.
It's getting
Earn
better.
it.
Every creative.
Yeah.
No, you didn't waste your money. You didn't waste
Yeah.
your money on me. So we have to be very serious about that and be serious about who we're learning from. Again, it's cool to have a
Mhm.
mentor, but you can help your friends for free. You need to have a mentor that either looks like you, and that's why you need to go to them, and you know that you get their lived experience. Jam, you're great. You literally work with a whole you work with a whole agency, like, period. I know your mentees love you, get a whole bunch of value from you. I'm like, that's what
Hope
really
so.
matters.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Like, but we even as mentors, you still have to study the game. Like you
Study.
still have to understand, and it's constantly evolving, you
Yeah.
know? V
V, I'll
said,
send it to
you
you.
still got that discount. V said she loves Savannah. You still got that discount because she's
I'm gonna
trying to
send
keep
it to
that for.
you if it's still available. I'm gonna DM you
There you go.
so she
But
don't beat
yeah,
me
like
up.
it's going to continue to evolve. And honestly, every single business, it doesn't matter what industry in, goes through these ebbs and flows. Like
Yeah.
they go through where, their business is great. There's only a few creators, so you are the exclusivity, you're more exclusive versus, now we have a bunch of creators coming in every day, like saying that they're UGC creator, and then they try it, but because they don't make that 10K, they kind of fall off. And that's okay. You have people in every business who tries to scam people, and then so there's people who are kind of detracted from that. But like if you're going to treat this like your business, like this is my brand, my job that I do. I love my job because I get to help people, their mental health. But this is for me. UGC is for me and for my personal brand. And when you take that seriously, when you take that and you're like, okay, I have to get better. Because especially if you are working with other creators, you're working with brands, like they're paying you however much money to be that subject matter expert. So like we got to step our game up, you know?
Color. That's
Mhm.
one thing I told the people. V, I DM'd you on Twitter, but the people, what is it? I tweeted something about this, or I posted this on LinkedIn, and I talked to one of my friends about this. But I'm like, as creators of color, as marketers of color, we often step into positions of being cultural strategists and cultural consultants without the brands compensating us for it. And I was like, in 2023, if you want me to be a part of your team, even this company that I'm trying to come in to work with, I'm telling them, you honestly, to be quite honest, have a whole slew of Caucasian creators. Like, I'm going to be your only black creator. You're going to have to pay me for my cultural currency. And that's why my rate is going to be my rate. Like, I know you're already going to want me to come in with this perspective and speak to this demographic. And if you want me to do that, I'm not going to be making the same regular content like everybody else. I have to do something that's much more deep. It's probably more emotive. It's probably more connected. It's probably more on trend and more in tap. Like, no.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, you have to pay me because I add too much as a creator of color.
Absolutely. Yeah. Crystal, you hit it. Like nothing's better than actually putting in the work and learning. Like, pull up your sleeves. Um, can I share a personal moment, like a personal really high that just happened? I think Hallie just froze.
Please.
But is that okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm really, really happy and passionate about this. But I work in corporate America. I've worked in higher ed, I've worked in lots of different industries. But I love my company and I love what I do right now. And my specific job I mentioned earlier, so I'm a DE&I manager. And when I first started at my company, they didn't have a DE&I program, platform, nothing, and I asked them in my interview, what does diversity look like in your organization? Talk to me about that. And they told me, they were honest. They were like, honestly, we have some work to do. We have some work to do there. And so I started my job, which was completely different, but with the sole intention to spotlight and highlight the value that can come from diversity in thought, diversity of people, backgrounds, all of that within our company. And so fast forward to today, and I just presented a program that's going to change the landscape, the DE&I of our program, of our company as
Mm.
a whole. And it's so incredible. But I think that we tend to either get that, um, what's it called? I'm drawing a blank, but like we tend to hold our own selves back by our own thoughts or our own limitations and thinking that, well, it's never been done before, or well, like we can't be, I don't want to, change anything. I just kind of want to fly under the radar. But like we weren't made to fly under the radar. If
Right.
you were here in UGC, like you started this probably with no idea, but just a hope and a vision to say, I think I could do this. So you were obviously destined to do something and step outside of your comfort zone and challenge yourself. And literally, I'm so excited for what's to come with my job. But at the same time, like that comes from the what I've grown through with UGC.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can do that there. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying that like I totally agree with everything that you're saying. Like, you know, and just all the people commenting, like Crystal saying, like putting in the work and actually learning. Like literally I put in hundreds, if not thousands of hours. Like how many days is 1,000 hours of research into UGC to like get to where I am now? But of course, like you said, direct response, best practices, paid media style, like and literally everything that you're doing like even in your own work with, you know, your DEI manager role and like everything is connected. It all comes back together.
It is. It's all so connected, and it's like do it with passion or don't do it at all. Like period. So if you're gonna be here, if you're gonna be a UGC creator, like be passionate about being good. Try to be the best. Like and try to continue to perfect like your craft. Yes, no, like we're not gonna always get it right, but like I think how do you this is a hard part for a lot of UGC creators coming into this space is like how do you decipher between what's good information and what's probably not the best? And to me, my personal thoughts is if someone's telling you that like it's super easy, you know.
Mhm.
Um hey
That's amazing.
Sarah, hey, we were talking about you earlier. Um
Queen.
yes, yes.
Welcome.
But um what
Sorry,
do I do?
you were saying how do we differentiate between I got you, I'm your second brain. I got you.
Thank you. Literally, yes. But yeah, like it's important for us to make sure that like, you know, we have to set ourselves apart. Like this is your brand. This is you.
Yeah.
Um, challenge yourself. And I always say this like, but be very comfortable with uncomfortability, you know, and not knowing, not having all the answers. But when you are, if there's a creator who's telling you that this is super um easy and you can like we talked about earlier like make $10,000 in uh,
A
x
blink
amount
of
of
an eye.
time. Yeah, x amount of time with no work. Like they're not telling you the work and the effort that they're putting in or that they have put in, but just I would say fully vet every single, doesn't matter who you're connecting with, if you're looking for a coach or a mentor or you're looking to learn from other people, fully vet them because they might not be giving you accurate information that's going to help you. And also understand too that like what helps you might be very different from what helps Hallie,
Yeah.
you know? Like Kendall, you've studied Amazon and working with Amazon brands and you've gotten so good at yes, bet on yourself every fucking time. Every time.
If you don't believe
Every time.
in yourself, who's gonna believe in you?
Period. Yes, yes. Like and you have to actually believe it though. Like believe that you can be great in UGC and with anything, really. Hallie, I was sharing a story about my personal job and I just submitted. So it's funny. This is what's funny is that I last September submitted a proposal to our CEO and the board of our company, and they loved it. They loved it, but they're like, we don't know if it's going to happen right now. We don't know if this is a good time.
Yeah.
A month later, we did a company-wide survey, and this is exactly what the company needs. And in our meeting, hey, the CEO is like, so yeah, you know, Jam's been working on this program. Jim, when's that going to come out, by the way? I'm like, oh, that's funny. It's funny. But here's the thing. I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna shoot my shot every time.
Period.
Like and it's transpired to the confidence that I've gained from, you know, connecting with these people in my industry comes from what I've done through UGC. Everything spills over. Everything just is so intertwined right now and the possibilities from you. Selha has a whole creative agency, you know, that is
Yes.
so strategic and so different than anything else in this industry. You know, Hallie, you're working on becoming a corporate bay, you
Yeah.
know, like all these opportunities that would not have ever happened for us. Your Amazon guru here, like, would not have happened if we would not have stepped out on our comfort zone and try something different with UGC.
Yeah, Aspire. Yeah, and I just like all the spaces that are opening up. I literally love Saha, but we're gonna leave that conversation for another day before I go off on a tangent on how much I love her.
Same.
But I think it's one thing I've just been saying is like it's so important to sharpen your skills. Like I've seen myself, I literally can look at videos 3 months ago and be like, literally that was horrible, like straight ass, like
So
so bad. Like literally, what were you thinking? Like it was there. I'm not gonna completely shit on myself. I'm like, it was there. We were trying, but like for my standards, I'm like, this is so bad, Hallie. I was very judgmental of myself, which is why I feel like I aged in dog years. You know, I was like, oh, every single day I need to get to the grind. I need to like do this thing. Sorry, I'm turning my camera off because I'm walking around, but I need to do this thing and I need to get out there and I need to grind. And what was I gonna say? I think long story short, oh yeah, so like when it comes to perfecting your skills, like there's so many opportunities that are popping up and we would have never, I literally would have never thought that like tomorrow, just even in tomorrow, I have multiple meetings. Someone's calling me, that's why my thing is pausing. Even just tomorrow, I have multiple meetings with like actual corporations around being an in-house UGC creator. And like my week has been filled with that. And who would have thought, you know, like who would have thought, like people do not like what, like literally what, like, and that was just in January I was flooded with inbounds about positions to the point where I was like, I'm done pitching. So I haven't pitched in literally weeks because I need to hear back about whose jobs am I taking and like where am I gonna work. Seriously, because I'm like, I don't want to sign on. Like people are like, oh, can we get you full time? I'm in the running for like 3 full-time positions right now. I can't tell these people that. But I'm also sitting there like, yeah, 10K, baby, it ain't 10K. Trust me, it ain't going to be no 10K. It's going to be way more than that. So just understand that, like, that's like, you understand what I mean? Like, that's possible. That's something that me and Salha were talking about, like, on when we were live the other day. Like, as a creative strategist or as a consistent content creator, my budget, like, people will email me, hey, can you do a video for $100? The only way you're going to get me to do a video for $100 is if you book me 30 days and you give me $3,000 up front. Period. No, seriously. But then they go, okay, well, we need organic content strategy for the month, so I guess 3,000 it is. Yeah, I guess 3,000 it is, because once I get you on the phone and I tell you like that I'm really the creator for the job because I know how to create, that like seriously can create consistent content that builds community, that does this, that talks about build out content narrative, do the strategy, they're like, yeah, we're getting a bang for our buck. So I think like that's why it really matters to perfect your skills and all the things that UGC comes with, like start to finish, the strategy, the execution. Like, okay, I'm gonna get off live because I have to go somewhere, but it's been great chatting with you. I definitely want to go live again. Jam, we need a live because I need to get on live. We have so much to talk about and we have our Black Queen stuff to talk about. Okay, bye guys.
Bye, Hallie. Good night. It's so funny. I love this community. Like, Sahal, we were talking about you earlier because I said how I started. You can literally go back on one of your videos from when you first started UGC, and you were like, "Hey, y'all, I'm gonna document my UGC journey." And here basically, like, here I go. I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm so excited. You were a yoga instructor, I believe. Yoga. I think it was yoga. And that was like, I saw this. I saved your video and I'm like, I can do this. And at the time I was saying like, you couldn't Google what UGC was. Like it wasn't out there. So you didn't have
I found these results
yeah,
on search.
girl, I wasn't talking to you. Um, wow. Yeah, you can now it's everywhere, but we didn't. Yes, Zumba instructor. Yes. Um, yeah, none of us did. We didn't know, and we were all just figuring it out. There was no ultimate guide. There was nothing. There wasn't the resources that creators have now, which are really lucky to have resources and people like you all. Um, oh yes, you're so good. But um, it was you didn't have a choice but to do the research. And if you wanted to be good at this, you had to really dig deep. And it almost came to the point where like TikTok and Instagram were, I didn't look at it for pleasure. I was like studying the videos. Like, oh, okay, so here's the angles I did it. Oh, it's, like, and I'm truly studying all the different details. Was the
Who was
first
the
video.
first video you saw about UGC? I don't know who the first UGC video saw. I can't remember. I don't know her name. Is her name Amanda? She's like a Latina creator, like Perales or something. I saw her popping up a lot on my page. Social cheat sheet, Carly.
Love social cheat sheet. Yes, she's fantastic. Has a lot of really awesome resources. She was one of the first ones. Mine was Salha and um UGC Ange. I think that was probably like a yeah. Yeah, that was when I first like looked at TikTok for what UGC was. Um yes. Yeah. Um there was another girl who I don't know her. I don't know her social name, but she now has her own creative agency where she has creators in house that she works with. Yeah, UGC, and she was a big one. UGC her. Oh, love her. She lives in Utah, so we live like 35 minutes away from each other. We always say we need to like get together. Um, yes. Ah,
I just love that there's like, it seems like all of us have come to the space by being influenced by another creator and like just by this like amalgamation of information that's in the network. And I really love that because it's other creators inspiring other creators, you know? It's not
yeah,
like the big corporate thing like we need more UGC creators, we need more organic and more like native videos. It's like it's us inspiring each other. So I think that's what really like keeps me going. Also,
yeah,
you had mentioned that like it was me, Jam, and Hallie on here, like a bunch of Black women creators. Like I love to see creators of color. I love to see um just like everyone coming together and really supporting the community.
yeah. Um, yeah. So burnt out from pitching from Alton, Johnny. Yeah. We all taught each other. It is wild. But yeah. Sorry, you go ahead, Kendall. You say what you're about to say, and then I'll say in response.
Oh, I was gonna say that if you're burnt out from pitching, the thing is, of course, like I do this now full time, but I wanted to have something that was like conducive to my lifestyle. So in the beginning, when I was going super hard, I might have been sending 50 pitches a day. And like, I probably need to do what Jam's doing. I don't work with an agency, but now I'm like, I try to send anywhere from 5 to 10 per day. But the thing is, you don't want to be sending all these mass emails. Like, you want to be sending personalized, specific, like relatable type of emails that communicate your value and how you are going to benefit these companies. So I literally like last week, there's one day I only sent 3 pitches out and I like spent like a good amount of time on each of them, personalizing them. And I got 3 responses like the same day. And I was like, wow, like it really is quality over quantity. And, once you find like the system that works for you, hopefully you won't be so burnt out. But you can definitely work with an agency. But also the thing is with you, Jam, were you ever approached by like sham agencies, or how did you decide to start working with you said Nolan, um
Joel.
Joel, yeah, Joel
Yeah.
Nolan, and that like Apex agency? Like how did you come into contact with that?
So those, yeah, two separate. So Apex Agency is one thing. Joel has his own created curators. Yeah, he's awesome. He's so awesome. Salha works with him as well, and so two separate people. Um, Oh yeah, we got to meet last week. 2 weeks ago, maybe he came to Salt Lake because two of his partners, two of the brands that he works with, live out here in Utah, and so we met, and it was awesome. We talked about how we're like, Salha's awesome. She's so great. Like he loves you too. Seriously, um, yeah. We're a community. Like we're literally almost like all of us, like I'm talking about, like UGC in general has become a community of people um that it's so small, like we all know of each other, we all know each other. So I think when brands or when people come along who are either scammers or they're fake, they kind of fizzle out after a while
Mhm.
because those who are in this community really know and understand. But yeah, love this community. But I started working with Joel because he made a tweet one time and I slid in his DM and was like, hey, I'm a UGC creator. Here's my email. Here's my portfolio. He saw what I had in my portfolio. And I would say, honestly, he probably took a chance on me because at that point, I was not in UGC for very long. I worked with another brand who I'm still working with to this day. So Joel and this other company or agency, I guess, that I'm working with, I've long term, but neither one of them are like retainer type clients where I'm on a monthly retainer. It's just I do ongoing partnerships with them.
Mhm.
But then Apex, they slid in my DM on Twitter as well. And it was right around the same time that Brandbound Carson was doing the same thing, but they were just like a week before him. And so I met with them and then I met with Carson. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that with Brand Bound. And I'm really glad that I didn't. But they reached out to me because of how active I was on Twitter. Like I was really trying to provide value on Twitter and, talk about things that have worked well for me. I didn't do much on TikTok at the time. Now I feel like I balance the two pretty well.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, he doesn't do so his clients don't do monthly retainers, but they will work and they will test out different videos, different angles, different times of the year, like brain down.
The- the
Times of the
brand bound, that was a whole kerfuffle.
girl.
People were
She's
sending
just
death threats and stuff. I was like, y'all, oh my God.
oh yeah. Yeah. I don't wish bad upon nobody. I think he learned
Never.
his lesson. I could tell he was a kid. So
Yeah. I think it's real. I love the UGC community because I like how we all collectively like called that out. It's like we're not gonna stand for it. Like we're all just regular people trying to like make a living and do something different here. Like how dare you try to scam us?
and I love that UGC is like dominated by badass, powerful women. Like women, this is an industry and a niche that like needs its own Netflix show. Because how is it that you've got all these women who she said, I let her call motherfuckers out quick. That is funny. But not funny. I'm
No,
obsessed.
but honestly, because the thing is,
Oh, she's paused. But yes, like I love that this community is women and we are like you think about the what is it the SaaS the tech guys, they try to come in here or they'll try to say, "Oh, we've got this agent."
y'all, tell me why my other phone literally died. That is so terrible. My other phone literally died. My other phone died.
That's so funny.
I know. This is why we always have a second phone on backup. But
That's so smart.
uh wow. Yeah. I'm glad that everyone's
Yeah,
coming back. But no, I
I
love
know.
UGC, and I love how there's just so many different avenues to go down. Like someone was asking me like what kind of company needs UGC? I'm like literally everyone, like local businesses need UGC, apps, fashion companies, skincare products, like literally there is no shortage. And so I think
Girl.
that's why I love how the community is so open with each other because I don't really feel like there's been any gatekeeping of info. Like, of course, people have their courses that you can buy, and like even I sell my own things. But I feel like I'm on live like 3 to 4 hours a day, just like trying to convince people to join UGC, like giving out the tea.
Yeah, it's not a scam. We're not like what's it? Bitcoin. Like, not saying that Bitcoin is,
Oh my
but
God, Bitcoin! RIP to
it's
Bit. I own some Bitcoin. RIP to my wallet. RIP.
yeah. And see, like
Thanks for the
it's
rose.
it's not about that. It's not scammy, but this is a fantastic community. And the first partnership that I got that was paid, I was like, wait, is that it? Like, really? I can get paid to? do this? Like, what do
Yeah.
you mean?
What do you mean? No, literally. I think like I literally got my first deal within my first week of joining UGC, and it was like $400 for some glasses. And the thing is, like, if I had sent them my little rate of 150 or whatever, I was like, I could have really been missing out. Like, I don't know. I think that even myself, I feel like I still have so farther to go, but I just love the community and I love how far I've come and I just love what's going on. Like every time I see someone posting a video or getting a deal, I'm like, you better do this. You better do
Do
this.
it. Girl, I
Do
am the biggest cheerleader. I cheer like I am the biggest. I don't care how many followers you have. Like I don't and how big or small, whatever the deal is. Like that's awesome. Let's cheer for you. Like I'm rooting for you. I want for because the more that legitimate UGC creators get these opportunities and the better that they get, the bigger UGC gets and the bigger that brands will start to see UGC. There was one day where influencers wasn't a thing. And now it's this big whole thing where they're taking trips across the world to Saudi Arabia. Like, and it's like
I
UGC.
remember I just remember like in elementary school when my like computer teacher told us, he was like, half of the jobs people are going to be doing whenever you're an adult aren't even a thing right now. Like
Mhm.
influencing UGC, like I'm still kicking myself for not making a YouTube channel when I was back in middle school. Like I said I was going to, like girl, I could have
You
been
need a
having
hair. Yes.
hella AdSense money. Like I'm like, oh my goodness. But no,
Yeah.
I love everything that's going on.
But you're here now and this is like if you are here even in this live or if you heard about UGC and you thought for a moment that this is something that you could potentially do, there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why that didn't work out so that this could. You know, like UGC could be, it's huge. And this commute, not only do like UGC can change your life, but you've changed the UGC community by what you've been able to bring. And so it's awesome. It's so amazing to me to when you think about everything that might not have aligned for you to be at this moment right now, you know, um, and to be living in your
Yes,
truth through
everything is
UGC.
black.
Yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
tell how you said
Right. I
that one time.
truly,
I think she said that. She was like,
yes, we all have our own stories.
yeah. She's like, I'm so happy to be here. She's like, I don't know what the future is gonna hold for me with UGC, but this is so awesome. And I'm so excited to see what's to come. And literally like lives have been changed for the better and you love what you do, you feel fulfilled in the work that you do, and there's a reason for that. I
Amen.
think Gen Z has taught me if nothing else like the work that you do, if you're going to be in corporate America, you better love it and they better value the hell out of you as an employee. And that's what, I'm trying to make sure that my company does that because Gen Z don't play. They're like, this ain't for me. This you're
No,
low
they will leave
vibration.
a job so quickly, like literally. Right, low vibrational boss. No, literally me, I was working from home before this, but literally like with a boss that I hated in an environment that was stressing me out, like
Mm.
being honestly underpaid, overworked, and just underappreciated. I'm like, I could work for myself, make more money, and still be in the comfort of my own home. And like everyone, like what we've been like preaching to y'all this entire time is that do things you enjoy, make content you enjoy, but also be consistent in it. Use paid media style, like really research UGC because the thing is, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not even a get deals quick thing. But if you are consistent, if you know what you're doing and you actually put the work in, you will get that recognition and it will start to work out for you. Like literally, I was like, yesterday I spent a good hour just like responding to inbound emails and like whoever on this live said like, oh, I'm so tired of pitching, like start putting yourself out there. Yes, I'm 25 and at this point I'm like starting to feel like I'm old because Gen Z, like I'm
You're
still trying to
coming
get the
up.
hip hop thing. I know, I'm like
I'm
my
31.
10-year high school reunion is in 2 years. I'm like, oh my god, I'm literally like old as hell. I know. I know. I'm still trying. I know. I'm trying to hang on to my youth with every
Girl,
passing moment. But I know, I probably sound ridiculous, literally 25. But with social media, everything is so warped. You'd be like, damn, I'm 25. I don't have a sugar daddy. I don't have a Rolls Royce. I don't have a Frenchie. I am losing out.
Yeah.
Right, Saha. I've heard 30 new 20s because you have your shit together and you have
Fantastic.
money. Like,
Yes.
I'm waiting
Come
for
on.
it. But you know, with
Yes.
social media, even with UGC, like I wasn't trying to like down on the people before that have made 10K in 2 weeks or are selling their courses. Like I want to be just like them. But I think the whole comparison kills the cat thing starts to come around. And I hear from so many people like, it's been a month. I haven't got my first deal yet. Like, should I quit? And I'm like, if you quit, you're definitely not going to get a deal. Like,
Yeah.
that's a
It.
surefire way to not get a deal.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a get rich quick scheme. Maybe for some people it is, but I don't want this get rich quick scheme and then like I have a halt. You know, you got to provide value. You got to be a partner. And yes, 30s are the absolute best. I can't wait for you to reach 30 because I thought like I was so afraid in my 20s. I was like, dang, I'm in my 20s and 29, it sucks. Like, girl, it's
You
amazing.
know, literally my girlfriend's 30 and I'm like, this is crazy. You're so mature.
You're so mature.
I love that.
It's yeah.
I was gonna
Okay.
say I love Jam. This is like more than I even expected going live with you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for like agreeing to do this, and we should definitely connect again.
Yeah.
We've been on live for almost 2 hours now, and guys, let me just show you what I have waiting for me that I still
Okay.
have to
Good.
cook. Let me just show you guys. We have some cheddar bay biscuits. We have
Come
lobster
through.
tails. I also have literally like a whole plate of crab cakes in my fridge that needs to get cooked. And I hate cleaning up and everything.
Ah,
But I hope that everyone here, let's go live together someday. Like I like unplanned ones. Yes.
yeah.
No, so
Let's do
100%.
it.
Saha, I just followed you. Follow me back and let's talk. We could all go live together because
Mhm.
this is the sort of community that we need. You know,
Yeah.
dropping a team, talking. Also, like just learning and sharing from each other. Jam, I'm definitely going to reach out to you about some of the things that we talked about today because I love making connections.
Let's do it.
And whoever said a brand reached out to them, how do I ask for money? Girl, you say, oh, I'm so happy that you loved my reel. What's your budget for this collaboration?
Yeah. Say, I'm a UGC creator. I'd love to create content for you. Passionate about it. What's your budget?
What's your budget? Budget equals money.
Yeah.
Period. We
There you
want
go.
money. Yes, this has been amazing. Everyone that's on this live, check out Jam. She has an amazing UGC contract. You need to be protecting yourselves at all times from these corporations because they do not give a FUCK, a flying FUCK about any of us, and they will take advantage of us. Also, anyone on this live, if you want any access to resources or coaching in my link in bio, you can use code LIVE, LIVE, to get a discount on that. But I'm going to be doing more live streams with other creators every single week, dropping bombs, dropping all the gems, and we just want to grow our UGC community. So please go and follow Jam. Click on her face, go follow her. Follow her on Twitter because I love reading all of her tweets. And let's all make a commitment to be productive for the rest of the week. Follow direct response best practices, make some paid media style ads, and let's
Love you.
get this thing going. Yes. Also go follow Socially Aziz. She is amazing.
The best. Mhm.
And I love all of you guys. I have to go. I'm also going live next Wednesday with Damon Sumner. You guys might have seen him here on TikTok or on Twitter, and you can reserve tickets for that. Links are in my bio. I love all of you. I'm going to be going live on Friday evening, opening up all of my packages I've gotten this week because I just think it's so much fun to do it in front of a camera.
Let's do it. I love it. Thank you so much, Kendall. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, have a good night, Jam. And your daughter was so cute. Like the bonnet, I was dying. I need a little baby bonnet.
I'm obsessed with her. All right.
All right.
Bye,
Night.
y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Woo! If you made it to the end, Round of applause. That was a really long live, but so worth it. So many gems were dropped by Jam and I. Go ahead and drop a chili pepper emoji down in the comment section because I want to know who was rocking with me the whole time. And I might just message you with something special. So do it. And I hope that that left you feeling more prepared for your UGC journey. I hope that it answered questions. If you have any questions that you still want answered, please drop them below in the comment section. I'm getting back to everybody. If you guys want more great tips like these, more info, make sure to follow me on TikTok at KendallUGC. I'm also on Instagram at UGC_Central. I can't wait for the next one. Let me know whatever questions y'all have. I'll see y'all in the next one.